and welcome to the Week 17 of the 2022-2023 NFL season and my prediction picks. I'm your host, the Blind Canadian Cat. I say meow, and I roll intros like the one you just saw. And we're just going to try to get this moving along, yada yada. I hope everyone had a great Christmas, great holidays, and if you're still celebrating because your holiday extends this far, good for you. Is this me not knowing the knowledge of other holidays? Yep, but you know what? You deserve to celebrate any day and every day. And when you have picks like these, compared to previous weeks, you want to celebrate those too. Last week, we go 11-5 straight up, because I have big brain. We go 8-8 against the spread. Thank you, Chargers, for covering for us, so we could at least be 500. Welcome to the playoffs. And we got 9-7 on the totals. The primetime magic is there. Although I will say, I originally tweeted something about, damn you, Tua, for your 3 picks, cost me a 27-23 Dolphins prediction, which I did predict would have hit 3-0 over yada yada. It would have been great, and it was 23-20 at one point. Just give me a game-winning touchdown drive, and life is shiny. But now, there are talks of him somehow getting concussed in that game. Ladies and gentlemen, the fuck? Why is Tua concussed again? Why is he playing games if he's concussed? Clearly something wasn't right if he threw 3 interceptions, all in the fourth quarter. Or at least I think part of the third, 2 in the fourth. What the fuck, Miami? What are you doing? Why is he concussed? And why is he playing? Why? I don't know. It's... Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Because we spent the entire part of the first half of the season trying to triple down on this bullshit, and then you guys just decide to not give a fuck at the back of the end. The NFL doesn't care. The NFL never cared. But they're going to pretend to care because positive vibes, positive messages. It's like voting for political figures. They're going to say all these positive things, and then they never do it when they're in office. Whatever. Everyone likes to talk, no one likes to back it up. Look at the Grizzlies, too. They're a little bit of everything. So yeah. I'm not going to talk about mine. But hey, positives are at least 500 on all the weeks. And let's get into these picks. Where we can actually, hopefully, break some tens. Because here's an interesting thing, too. With that straight up being at 93, I only have 2 weeks left to try to keep it under 100. So I only got to get 7. I got to keep at least 6. So I got to go 13-3 in both weeks at least. Am I going to do that? No, because week 18 you never know what's going on with teams. But week 17 we can try to hit that 16-0, 15-1, and I think I have a formula. We're going to try it out with these picks. Starting off, Titans are bad now, and Malik Willis is so raw that I don't know. Maybe Tennessee would be better off with Zach Wilson. Who knows? Do you know? I don't know. I'm going to move here so that way they can slide on this end. But Tennessee's down bad, and they're only getting worse. Everyone's injured, and everything's inconsistent. Dallas, who, with beating Philadelphia, now thinks, oh, hey, maybe we can steal the division. You're not going to steal the division. But they're going to pretend for the next week or so they have it. Because Philly, even if they end up starting Gardner Minshew instead of Hurts again, has no reason to lose to the Saints. They have no reason. But, so Dallas is high mighty. 12.5 is a fucking scary number, but with how bad Tennessee is, the only way this game doesn't cover is if Dak has an awful game. That or Derrick Henry runs for 200. One of those two things is going to happen. So if you're not confident in me covering minus 12, then bet the over on turnovers that Dak has, or bet the over on whatever the rush yards is for Derrick Henry. One of those is going over if you don't think Dallas is covering 12.5. And I know I could play the double-digit spread game all we want, but that's kind of his backfired these last couple of weeks. Spreads in general. I don't know if I made a tweet about it, but I did tell in my group chat, hey, randomly out of nowhere for the last 3 weeks, teams that were favored by 7.5 or more don't cover, except for the Cowboys blowing out the Colts. But that was the fourth quarter bullshit. So I'm like, let me grab, what was it? It was like Atlanta, Seattle, and Chicago. And what do you know? All three of those guys couldn't backdoor cover those threads. So, you know what? I don't care. Dallas should blow out Tennessee, and we shouldn't have this discussion. We'll see. Carolina probably is the play, especially how they ran the ball well against Detroit. But it's just, it's hard for me to bet against them here. I don't see it. I maybe I'm just living off the legacy of Brady rather than Brady himself, but I can't find myself betting on Carolina. I can't. I don't like it, so I'm not gonna do it. You should do it, but I'm not. If you can bump that up to 3.5, maybe go for it. Maybe this is because look, even if Tampa wins, Tampa's not gonna blow out anyone. So feel free to go either way. But that's also why I'm grabbing the +3 because it's like this game could go either way. I don't know who to trust, but I'm grabbing Tampa. I'm taking the Browns over the Commanders. The Commanders are going back to Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz is bad, or at least proven bad and inconsistent since his injuries. So you know what? Don't care, didn't ask. Browns winning this game. Eagles should blow out the Saints, even if it's Minshew. If Minshew could keep it close for the majority of that game against Dallas, then he should have his way with New Orleans, especially since it's the home game. Philly should take care of this game, whether it's Hurts or Minshew, easily. I'll take Atlanta over the Cards. Desmond Ridder hasn't really shown much. Cardinals have been inconsistent, regardless who's playing for them. This is one of those games where you kind of just want to stay away from. Because I got to do pick throws games. I'm not even how much you're bored with talking about this discussion. That's how little this game matters. I mean, if Chris McSorley throwing on a dime king won't even throw it to fucking DeAndre Hopkins, then you got nothing. But I guess Colt McCoy's going to be healthy for this game, so they're going to go with him. But yeah, this might be a play where you just want to take the dog anyway, because you don't know. But I'll take Atlanta. I've kind of said that I was taking Atlanta over Arizona, regardless how both teams would play. But I don't know. Don't bet this game. Don't bet this game. Jags over the Texans. So the Jags have a hard time beating the Texans for whatever reason, and it is a road game for Jacksonville, and I don't know how confident you want me to lay that many points on them. Houston just seems to have a way with Jacksonville, so I'm being hesitant. I'm giving Jacksonville benefit of the doubt. It doesn't matter. I did see this. It doesn't matter how the Jags and Titans game go this week. The Week 18 game between the two is going to be the one that wins the division. It is. So this week, honestly, Jags could probably say, we don't need this game, really. We're not going to try that hard. We're just going to prepare for Titans. Titans might do the same thing, too. Jags and Titans might just say, screw it, this game, so who knows? Who knows? But, yeah, that's where I'm at. Jags win, Houston covers. Lions, I would have been more confident giving them the spread here at 5.5, but with the way they just got ran on, you don't think Justin Fields, David Montgomery, and Khalil Herbert are going to do the same thing? You don't think? I don't know. Detroit probably wins because Chicago can never close the team out, but I think the Bears keep it close. Pats over the Dolphins because, hi, Miami is dumb, so now they don't have their quarterback, and when they don't have their quarterback, they don't win games. Period. So, yeah, I'm not touching Miami. Chiefs over the Broncos. I will give the Broncos a cover again because, A, Chiefs don't blow people out. I don't want to hear about the Seattle game. That doesn't count. And Denver fired their head coach, which means, for whatever logical reason, I don't know why, but for whatever logical reason, teams that fire their coaches tend to have relatively decent games the next week. So, yeah, I think it's a close game. I don't feel confident laying 12.5. I just don't. I really don't. Giants over the Colts. Colts are bad. Doesn't matter who they're starting. Bad, bad, bad. Giants should be fine. A touchdown win should be fine. I like Seattle over the Jets. The Jets do get Mike White back, so they might be a real respectable team, but I think this team is just too morally defeated at this point. Nothing you can do. And I like Geno Smith here in the revenge game. You He got the revenge against Russ with the Denver game when he backed him up for a while, and then what? He beat the Chargers, which you didn't expect, and then he took care of the Giants. So it's like, I just like Seattle here. I do. San Fran about the Raiders. I would have covered 10 even if it was Carr, but they just benched Carr for Jared Stidham. That's why it's up to 10 rather than the 7. But I'm taking San Fran either way. San Fran's on a roll. You ain't stopping them. And ain't no way a team like the Vegas Raiders are going to be stopping them as well. I'm taking Green Bay over Minnesota. It's not the most confident pick ever, but Green Bay's on a roll. Minnesota's doing consistent. No one has faith in them. No one still has faith in them. And how can you? You hear the legacy of the team, the legacy of the franchise, and just kind of the on-field performance in general too. There's so much more to be decided that they just don't give you, which just makes you think they're going to be second round exit. Because they're going to play the Niners in the second round. They're going to lose that game. I promise you. I promise you. And Green Bay's very hot right now. Granted, they got lucky with Miami and Tua's head in who knows where, but I like Green Bay in this spot. I do. Chargers Rams, Battle of LA. Hey. Chargers now don't have any stress because now they have clinched that spot. I was kind of the mindset of the Broncos game was a win and in for them. They'd lose it because that's the Chargers. But they've done enough. They're in, and they're going to be the 5 or the 6. They're going to be one of those two spots. So I don't think they care too much. So they'll try to win just to win and try to get everything in rhythm, but I don't think this game's that important to them. So, and with the Rams dropping a 50 burger, that could be just Denver falling apart and not caring anymore, but it's in there now. So, I think the Rams keep it interesting. Or at the very least, they get that backdoor cover. Or the Chargers get some, like, garbage, like they're up by 2, they get a garbage field. I don't know. Something like that. The Rams keep it close. I don't expect the Chargers to blow them out. The Ravens-Steelers game I'm 50-50 on. Because I was leaning towards the Steelers for a while. Because, once again, the Ravens are playing this bullshit game. Is Lamar healthy? Is he not? Is he going to play? Is he practicing? I'm convinced whatever injury he got was a bigger deal. And that he's probably not going to play for a long while. Probably done for the season. But, they don't want to give me that. They want me to sit here and pretend, oh, hey, he might come back. And then he doesn't come back. I don't know. I play this game. If Lamar's healthy enough, I play him this game. I think the division does matter. And if we can go for it, we should go for it. So I think he should play. But whatever. And I'll show you based on that Steelers game, it doesn't look like they have much offense to speak for either. And as long as our defense can stay consistent and yada yada, I think they'll be fine. So with that, I did change on the last second. I'm going to go with the Ravens to beat the Steelers here. Go for the sweep. It's going to be another ugly, low-scoring game. They had a 16-14 a couple weeks ago. Imagine something like that. Although, I do think the Ravens will cover 2.5 this time. Give it like a 14-10 kind of game. Or when I say 14-10, I mean it's 2 field goals, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion for the Ravens. It's gonna be bad. That's all I'm saying. And then I like the Bills over the Bengals. The Bills, you can admit, have been flip-floppy, but they have won a lot. They have won. And then the Bengals, they look like the hottest team in the world right now. But after trying to accidentally throw that game away to the Patriots, I'm a little hesitant on them. So, since he might get out early on Buffalo, I could see that happening. But I think Buffalo makes its way back. And I think Buffalo does enough to win this game. Because Buffalo also wants the 1 seed. And I know KC has only Denver and Vegas left, so we can't fuck around. Because they're going to win both those games regardless. Yeah, and you can tell me any given Sunday you want. I don't care. They're going to want to win both games, so they're not fucking around. Alright. And those are my picks for the week. We can do a quick check-up into fantasy. Each league's on its final it's hoorah. League of Assholes, we're going to the championship round. I won my game against Travis, so I'll be battling for 5th place against, I think it was Teddy I'm playing for 5th place. So we'll give that a go. Championship is between Sean and Chris, so good luck to them. Sean won last year, so Sean's on the cusp of going back-to-back, and 3 of 4. So it'll be up to Critty to stop that and get his first ever championship. Discord's Finest, that season has officially been concluded. Amanda beat me in the 3rd place game, so I'll finish 4th. And then Muser beat Jay. So Zach 1, Jay 2, Amanda's 3, me 4th. And I didn't even realize it, but we also had a Quagsire versus Bowl of Rice game 3 for last place. And unfortunately, Isaac lost that game. So Isaac is our Sacco, and Subley finished 7th. 2 new guys who know a lot more about football than a lot of the people in the league, more or less. And the fall, they were both 1 game out of the playoffs, and then just door shut. Not about how you start, how you finish. Coconut Mall, I'm onto the championship round against Subleaf. Because Subleaf's a moron. I'll say it again, Subleaf's a moron. I don't know why or how he did it, but he has it so it's set up that you play each opponent for 2 weeks and the combined scores is what happened. And lucky him, it ended up benefiting him because while RJ won the 1st round against him, the 2nd round Subleaf outscored him substantially to the point where it helped him actually eclipse him on the total. So Subleaf does advance based on the 2-week scoring format. I beat Rad both weeks, so it didn't matter. So I'll be playing Subleaf for the next week 17 and week 18, which is going to be interesting because you don't play fantasy football on the final week because everyone's going to be resting. Everyone will be resting, but sure, Subleaf. We'll play for this, and I'll keep an eye on who's playing. So that's that. And then in the Antique & Co., I unfortunately lost to Carmine. And you can't blame the Jalen Hurts injury. I lost by 50, and I don't think I had anyone on my roster that would have done enough had I started the perfect lineup. Because, hey, no one expects DeAndre Hopkins to get held to 1 catch for 4 yards. So, it is what it is. So, I forget who I'm playing. But I'll be playing for the 3rd place game, which I've learned just 10 minutes ago, gets nothing. In this league, you get your championship, and then the 2nd place gets pretty much break even. So, 3rd place gets shit dick. So, no profit for the cat this year, unfortunately. And yep, that should conclude most of fantasy. I guess you want a cat parlay of the week. Me when I don't do parlay of the week. Philadelphia to cover. I don't care. San Fran to cover. Because they should blow out the Raiders quite easily. I don't see Jared Stidham doing anything, really. And if he does, good on him. But I think those are easy covers you can get away with. And life should be fine. I'd say grab Giants money line. Just because they might find a way to not cover against Indy. You can probably go Browns money line. Again, you want me to trust Carson Wentz? I don't. And then probably the under in Atlanta and Arizona. I'm guessing that's probably going to be in the 30s again because, Desmond Ridder versus Colt McCoy, that's going to generate a lot of points. Ooh-wee. So yeah, there you go. What is it? Browns straight up. Giants straight up. Niners against the spread. Eagles against the spread. They're big spreads, but I do think they cover them. And then the Falcons and the Cardinals on the under. And that is that for me. How we doing? How are we doing? We actually might get this under 20 pog. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you like, rate, comment, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on my Twitter, CanadianCatCP, Instagram, BlindCanadianCat. Hop into my Twitch. I haven't streamed recently, but we're going to try to do something here soon. And hop into the Discord where we have fun. Yada, yada. I hope your holidays were great. Hope you had fun. Actually, 1 second. Shout out to Isaac, our favorite rice bowl, for buying this for me. One of my favorite characters. So, thank you, Isaac. I will cherish and love this forever. And with that, Enjoy week 17. Have a happy new year, y'all. We'll see you for week 18, where it's do or die for teams. Roll that outro.